G'day, folks. Great White Smoke Barbecue back here with you today. We're going to do a variation on breakfast for dinner. It's kind of like part two. I've got my pork belly here from my buddy for the jar of sauce that I traded him. It's been sitting in my fridge for 7 days on a dry brine of salt, pink salt, and sugar. I've taken them out of the package. I've cleaned them off. I make sure there's nothing left on the pork because you don't want to eat that pink salt. I've been letting it sit in the fridge for about 2 hours just to tack up a little bit. Seems to help the smoke adhere more to the meat. Traeger's set to 180. We're going to throw this on. Should be anywhere between 4 and 6 hours or until the internal temperature of this pork belly is 145. Then it'll be safe to eat. Traeger's at 180. I'm just going to lift the lid here. I'm going to take these pork bellies. I'm going to do them fat side up. And that's going to be their home for the next 4 to 6 hours. It's been about 3 hours. Just come out here to check on the pork belly. Looking for an internal temperature of 145. Looks like we're there. I'm going to check this one. Oh, it's getting away from me. All right. I'm going to put the smoker on shutdown mode and let these rest for a couple minutes, and I'm going to take them off. I've already washed and peeled my potatoes, so I'm just going to cut them into bite-sized chunks for hash browns. Don't want them too big, but you also don't want them too small. Got a cast iron heating up with some vegetable oil on the stove. Once we get these all cut up, I'm going to throw them in the pan. Again, just bite-sized chunks. If you do them too small, I find you tend to burn. And nobody wants burnt hash browns. These bigger ones I like to cut in half and then half again, like quarter them. Try not to cut myself. Last big one to quarter. Last one's pretty small, so I'm just gonna chop it like so. All right, once the oil gets up to temperature, we're gonna throw these right in the pan. The oil in the pan's come up to temperature. I have it on a medium-high heat, or sorry, medium-low heat. I'm just gonna throw these potatoes in. And spread them around a little bit and salt them. I'm just going to keep stirring them every so often until they start getting crispy and a golden brown color. While the hash browns are starting to cook, I'm just going to chop up a few onions, garlic. I've got a red pepper and a jalapeno just to throw in. I'm not going to throw it in to the hash browns right away. I'm going to cook them in a separate pot. Just because I don't think the 2-year-old would like hot jalapenos in her hash browns. All right, 2 onions. put these off to the side here. Got a red pepper. Dicing the lengths there. Also, make sure to wash your hands when you're touching a jalapeno. My ear is kind of on fire right now because I had an itch. Move that to the side. Get a jalapeno. I'm going to dice this a little bit smaller, just so we're not getting huge chunks of jalapeno. There's the other half. Okay. Throw that to the side there. I got my garlic. Again, half and half. Probably cut it down the center as well. Just kind of chop. I'm not going to throw the garlic in right away. I'm going to let everything else sweat down and start to caramelize. I don't need the garlic to start burning on me. Last one. And then we'll throw that in the pan. Hash browns are cooking away here. So we're just going to add the vegetables into this pot. Like I said before, we're just going to let these sweat down before I actually throw in the garlic. Pick up the random odds and ends that fell out. A little piece of jalapeno here. All right, sweat these down. The vegetables have sweated down, so now I'm going to add my garlic. I'm not going to let this go for too long, just enough to when you smell the aroma of garlic in the air, then you should know it was done. And then I will put this in a bowl to add to the hash browns. I've let this bacon sit in the fridge for a couple hours now after I got it off the smoker, so I'm going to slice it. Do a little bit of a thicker slice. Looks nice to me. Looks like bacon. Smells like bacon. You got that nice aroma. I'm going to finish chopping this up, and then I'm going to get it into a pan to start frying it. Last slice. There we go. I'm just going to cut this little dark bit off. Nothing wrong with it, just don't like the look of it. This one too. All right, let's get this into a pan. All right, folks, got a little griddle going here. Just set it to 250. Cold pan. That way the bacon renders the fat a little bit better once it starts to heat up. A couple more slices. And we'll show you the progress. All right, as you can see, I've been scraping the bottom of the pan, getting the nice crispy bits. Took some potatoes out for the little one. I'm going to add the peppers, onions, jalapeno, and garlic. I've got this going on a low heat. I'm gonna let these flavors combine. Once they do, time to start plating. I just gotta mention, listen to that sizzle. No good in here. I had to move the skillet to under the vent because it was getting a little smoky. Let's just give these guys a flip. Nice and caramelized. You can hear the sizzle. Move that one over here. All right, let's get this other side rendered down. I ended up throwing some cheese on the hash browns. I've got the oven set to broil. Just going to throw them in and let that melt up. Okay, I got the eggs going. I'm going to pull the hash browns out of the oven after the broil. I mean, look at those. You got your bacon, eggs. I've got some toast in the toaster, but you guys don't need to see that. Everyone knows how to toast. All right, these guys are looking ready to flip. I've cut the heat off. Going to do these for a couple seconds and then plate up. Okay, guys, got it all plated up. Looks really good. Make sure if you like this video, subscribe, and obviously drop a like, and we'll be seeing you in the next one.